Hello, everyone. It's Jenna Ryan, your self-love life coach. Welcome to the show today. Today, we're going to be talking about how to come back from a massive smear campaign. How to make a comeback. That is the topic. And I wanted to welcome you. If you are new to the channel, welcome to Self Love You. We've been here about 10 years. And I have been speaking on the topic of self-love and helping people to grow as I've grown right along with everyone else. As I grow, other people are getting the benefit by learning what I'm learning because I'm extremely dedicated to learning to love myself personally more as days go on and learning really how to heal the broken parts. And that's what I talk about on this channel. Welcome if you're new, and if you've been here all this time, hello, I'm back. So I am going to be doing this series of podcasts daily. I'm going to try the daily 5 days a week thing. I think I'm going to start publishing these in the evening. And that way, if you want to listen on your ride to work or whatever, you can do that at your own leisure. So I'm going to be doing some podcasts as well as some videos and some live shows. So I'm just going to kind of beef it up a little bit. So today I'm going to talk about how to make a comeback from a massive smear campaign. Or it could be a small campaign. Whatever campaign you've been involved in, where you've been smeared, how do you come back from that? Well, first of all, you have to remember that a smear campaign means that you must be doing something well. Because someone will not be smeared if they are sitting on the sidelines, if they are being steamrolled, if they are following the status quo. You're really not going to be smeared. People who are subject to massive smear campaigns in life are people who set boundaries. If you set boundaries with a narcissist, then they will automatically, because they can't control you, they will try to control other people's perceptions of you. Because the narcissist personality is all about externals, all about image, all about the mask. So what they do is they try to put a mask onto you where you look like somebody you're not, because they want everyone to be angry at you, mad at you, look down on you, everyone that they can get, so that you will be isolated, ostracized, and so you will look bad and they will look good. So they want you to look bad, because if you look bad, they don't care about the truth. They're not thinking that far in advance. They're just impulsively thinking for the moment. They want you to look bad. They may want you to look bad to the rest of the family. They may want you to look bad to your friends and your network, or they may want you to look bad to the rest of the world, to the whole United States. So they want you to look bad because they have an agenda. It's all about image. It's not about truth. It's about image. And they think that if they can get enough people on their side dissing you and ostracizing you and isolating you and causing you to feel badly, then they have won. Then they win the image game, the impulsive image game. They win the image game. They look like the good guy. They put you down. They've one-upped you. They've called you names. They put you in a category, put you in a box. They've objectified you. They've told lies on you. And they've made people believe things about you that aren't true, that aren't based in fact. They've caused people to attack you, to say mean things to you. They put you on the defense just because you set a boundary or stood up for yourself or whatever it is you did that crossed their insecurities. So they had to make you the target of an actual campaign, a psychological attack, through the use of flying monkeys, through the use of inserting negative commentary into the universe about you, causing other people to question you. And they have gone and they've spun this web of deceit and smears and really questioning your credibility, questioning your character, questioning what you're all about, making fun of you, mocking you. A smear campaign, when you're in the middle of it, can be it can be like a torture chamber. Because humans, we need acceptance and love. And when we're rejected, because that's what it is, a smear campaign is like a big rejection slaughterhouse where you're just being rejected. And this has a lot to do with cancel culture. Okay, if you're in a public figure and you're in the midst of cancel culture, where, there's broad sweeping generalizations made about you, assumptions, and all of a sudden you're all bad. It's black and white. You have no gray. You have no redeeming qualities. They decide that you believe something that you don't even believe, and they tell the whole world you do and make fun of you, write articles about you. It can happen on a large scale like it did with me, but it can also happen on a small scale among your friend group where they're smearing you and you're sitting here in this environment where you've been smeared and you don't have anywhere else to go, and you're there and you just feel the tension in the air that they don't like you. And you're like, why? And then you find out that someone has gone off and is smearing you, is speaking lies about you. And again, I'll repeat this here. When a narcissist cannot control you, when they no longer have access to you because you've gone no contact, they have no other release for their angst because they're not getting your supply anymore. The only release they have is to try and get other people to hate you, because how dare you cross the narcissist? The narcissist personality is very vengeful, and they will use flying monkeys to tear you down. This can happen whether you set boundaries. It can happen if you're in a group of narcissists and you succeed and you get to the next level, then they don't like that because you've just overtaken their position, or you've just done something to mess up with their self-esteem because they were really counting on you to be at a certain place to feel good about themselves. So whenever you get to a higher level, let's say you get increase in your life, let's say you get a better job, you're achieving, then that's going to bother them and they're going to need to pull you down. And the way that they pull you down is by attacking your relationships, because the narcissist does not want anyone to like you. That is if you are a narcissist, a target of a narcissist or a narcissist system, then other people liking you is absolutely out of the question. It's just not allowed. You cannot have that with them because they're not having any of that. They need to make sure that they use their influence to demonetize you, to tear you down, to make sure that you are not being exalted, promoted, thought highly of, that you're just smeared, okay? And whenever we talk about the smear campaign, we're talking about lies. We're talking about blatant lies. We're talking about attacks. If you've been in one of these, depending on the magnitude, no matter what, it's painful. And you can also grow up in an environment, if you're the black sheep of the family, where your entire life has been one big smear campaign. And your entire life you've been smeared, but you didn't know it. And you're acting out according to the words that have been spoken over you and the messages you've received, and you begin acting accordingly, and you don't even know why. And then you blame yourself and you beat yourself up and you tear yourself down when all that's really happened is you've been the target of a narcissist smear campaign, a family dynamic of, the golden child, the scapegoat, the lost child. That's the narcissistic family dynamic. You've been a target in that. Some people, I see family systems, and, when I see a family and I notice that there's one person that's always, not always, but oftentimes in a family system that's not healthy, you can see that one person is the odd man out. One child gets all of the negative emotion and holds it all. You can see it whenever you see it like a little happy family, and there's one that's really smiling and beaming, and then one that's kind of beaming, and then one that's always got this sad look on its face, the child's face, girl or boy. And it's like you can just see it when you look at them. The parent has, there's projections, and they aren't aware, they aren't self-aware, and so what they end up doing on accident is putting it all off on one. I guess it's just human nature. I don't know. But it sure is painful for the one. And you have to do a lot of healing. Any of them have to do healing because it's really not seeing people in a whole way. It's projecting good and bad onto others, and it's just not healthy. So the smear campaign occurs. Why? It is in order to discredit you, to make you look bad, to make you think bad about yourself, to make you question yourself. And it's also used as a preemptive attack, a preemptive strike, because if the narcissist personality type or whomever manipulative person can get ahead of you and cause people to have negative vibes towards you or think negatively about you in advance, then whenever it comes time for them to need to use that negative information, they've already soured the whole group. And the whole group has already been fed with things about you, so that if you ever rise up to talk, or, if you ever become successful and you're in a position of influence, you'll have that negative thing going around your head about that person. And so they do it on purpose. It's very, very useful. It works. It's successful. A smear campaign, the reason it's around is it works. And the thing that we have to do as people is we need to raise our awareness. And we need to stop being so judgmental whenever we hear a negative thing about someone. You hear one negative thing and you make up your mind that that person is negative, because we use social proof. Social proof is when we look at what other people think about someone and we make our mind up about that person, because it would just be too difficult for our brain to process every single time we meet someone or see someone, for our brain to actually think for itself and go through the whole process of really analyzing what's going on. We don't have time for that. We're living our own lives. So if everybody's saying one thing about somebody, we're like sheep. We all think negative about that person. So that's what's happening. And so the question, or the thing I'd like to speak about today, is how to overcome this smear campaign? How do you handle when you're being smeared amongst the network or amongst your company or in your family or in the media or if you've been canceled? How do you handle that? How do you overcome it? How do you live with yourself? If it's a massive, extreme smear campaign where people are really bullying you and trying to get you to feel like life is not even worth living because, they think you're so awful. And all these people think this and this and the other, and your image has been torn to shreds. Your image, the person that people see, not who you are, but the person that people see has been torn to shreds by lies, by false assumptions. Because, the narcissist can't see the depth of humanity. They don't see the deep parts of people. They don't see the insight within themselves. And so they just see what's on the outside. And they think that they can use these shallow means without even knowing who you are to deduce you to subhuman level. But I'm here to tell you that we are all multifaceted people. We have good qualities. We have bad qualities. We have our own value systems, morals, beliefs. We all have a right to exist. And we need to be careful about the smear campaign when we encounter it in the world. And we need to be careful about using the smears against others as cathartic ways to get rid of our own negative emotion. Because that's what I've noticed is that, sometimes not liking someone actually makes us feel good because it gives us a sense of power. It gives us a sense of, oh, I know something and now I can not like that person and I can just X them out of my life. And it gives us a sense of release. However, I'm finding that even if I don't like someone, like let's say it's a celebrity that I don't agree with, that I just literally cannot stand, I've learned through this whole process that I've gone through with the smear campaign is you can't just be so quick to put that out there, to just make negative comments or make quick judgments. Because to do so is to be controlled by the narcissist system or the narcissist. And we're here to hack that system. We've learned on this channel about narcissists, and we're all many of us are very astute. We could write our own book. Most of my listeners, we can write our own book about this stuff. We know narcissists inside and out. But are we going to fall for the wishes and the desires of the narcissist and believe bullcrap? Or are we going to check things out for ourselves? Narcissists are very good. They're very cunning and manipulative people. If they feel threatened and you are the target of the threat, they're very good at finding ways to discredit you, to disparage you, and to harm you and make it look extremely real. So that the naked eye, if just a random person saw it, they're going to believe it. I had an ex-boyfriend at one time. I had an ex-boyfriend and he was like smearing me all over town, just smearing me, blanket smearing me. And the things he was saying were not true. So he used lies to smear me and cause people to think that he's innocent and I'm the bad guy. And it's really sad because people believe him. People believe that, I'm this person. And come to find out, he had said some things about his ex-wife. And now I'm like, wow, next time I'm going to realize there's definitely two sides to every story. And we need to give every side a chance. So anyway, if you're being smeared, here's the deal. The nugget here is that no one can take you down. No matter how much they smear you, no matter what they say about you to cause a mob of people to hate your guts, eventually that mob is going to waste away. That energy of the mob, the tension of the mob, the ridiculousness of the mob, the lies fade away. And what remains is the truth. What remains is the truth of who you are. And what you find out is who had your back the whole time, who was on your side, who believed the mob, who is easily taken by the mob, which, you can't blame. I mean, if it's really strong, like what happened to me, I can't blame anyone. I mean, I probably would have done the same thing. And another person I can think of that, what is that preacher's name? Hang on. Joel Osteen. Joel Osteen is someone who I think has gone through a tremendous smear campaign. Whether you like him or not, he is a victim he's a target of smear campaign. Everybody has something negative to say about Joel Osteen. And I believed it too, I did. But then one day I was just happened to be listening to something online and he had a sermon. And there was nothing wrong with this sermon. It was very edifying. And whether or not he does this and that and the other, and he fits in with this group or that group, he is ministering to his own group of people in his own way. And he's helping people. And that is what we're called to do. And if anybody wants to come in and judge, you may hate Joel Osteen. And you may hate him for reasons of your own, or you may hate him because you've been told negative things about him, or you think he's horrible. But the fact of the matter is that it's a smear campaign. The guy has been smeared by the church itself as well as by the secular society. So he doesn't fit in any realm. He's just doing his own thing. He's doing what he feels is right in his heart. And in the process, he's being smeared. And people are trying to take him down. They don't like the fact that people listen to him and that he has a voice. But he just keeps going. He just keeps staying true to himself, and he keeps going. And guess what? He's not being stopped. He's getting millions of views on his sermons. There are people that are being blessed by him and helped by him. No matter who doesn't like it, no matter who has something negative to say. I think that we should really hold our tongue when it comes to talking bad about others, and also become very skeptical when someone else is bringing negative things about others to us. I think that's really the solution, is awareness and consciousness about smear campaigns, and knowing that, let me find out for myself. I may not have time to research this right now, but let me just really find out for myself, rather than, listening to this or that or the other. Smear campaigns are a real thing. It's a power play. And if the narcissist or the narcissist system thinks that you have power or needs to use you in order to take away someone else's power, or whatever they need to do, they're going to do whatever they can to make you look bad to others, to control that. It's image management. It's marketing. They've got to control how you look and make you look bad and use you as a scapegoat so that they can get their agenda across, and so that they can manipulate and control you or their group, the people that are against you, to not like you, because if those people like you, they're afraid that they're going to lose whatever it is they get from you, from the people. And they're also trying to destroy you, and they also don't like you, and they want to hurt you. And this is their best way, is to go through relationships. And there's nothing worse than being lied about, than being attacked by people who know nothing about you. Or there's nothing worse than being lied about. I can't think of anything worse than living through the process of being lied about on a broad scale, small scale, whatever scale, and then having people believe that. Now, if you don't really care about the person and you're going no contact and you don't have a whole lot of friends in common, then who cares? Who cares what some random stranger over there thinks? But if these are real people in your community or in your network, and someone has accused you of something like stealing, something that is so outlandish that you would never dream of doing, and not only have they accused you, but they've spread it, and in a way that's very, very persuasive, and all of these people think you're like a con or a grifter or something very, very negative in society. And none of these things are things that you are. And so you're going around going, oh my gosh, this is awful to feel as though that's who I am. Because you work so hard to build your reputation. You know, everybody has a reputation, and reputation is very important. And if you work hard to build a reputation just out of being truthful and honest, and, you know, you have integrity, and you're innocent of all these accusations, to have that part of you stolen, which is your image in the world to others, to have it stolen through lies is very painful and confusing. And there's something inside, though. You just have to remember that the truth comes out. At the end of the day, your tribe will be your tribe. I hate using that word, but your people will be your people. At the end of the day, your people will find you. And if you're bringing good into the world and you're shining your light into the world, that light is not going to be dimmed. And they could try to throw a blanket over you and say, "Go, don't look at this." They can try to dim your light. They can try to do whatever they have to do to stop people from thinking good about you, and to start people to incite lots of hatred towards you and others. They can do that, but at the end of the day, they're going to be gone. They're going to be on to their next target, because they do, they're all about narcissistic supply. And if they're not getting supply, then they're going to go on to someone else. And meanwhile, you're going to still be living. And you're going to be still moving and shaking and doing. So it becomes a test of your own endurance through persecution to stand up and continue being yourself, even if your voice shakes, even if you're like, I know y'all don't like me, but I'm just going to be myself right now. I know y'all think that I'm, whatever, but I'm not. So here I am. Hi, I'm back. You didn't destroy me. And at the end of the day, the narcissist who wanted to destroy you, who wanted to boot you out of that company, who wanted to get you fired, who wanted to, have the account taken from you, maybe have gotten the account taken from you, but you keep on plugging away. You keep on working hard. You keep on moving forward. You keep on existing and being the good person that you always have been, who's always not perfect, but you try to really be a good person. Then those narcissists will be off to the next target, to the next victim, and you'll be standing there to put the pieces together. And I wouldn't be too angry at the people that believed the whole campaign, because it's a pretty powerful persuasion. They use powerful tools, lies. If someone's lying on you and then a bunch of people believe it and then a bunch more people believe it, you can't blame every single person who believed the lie that the other person believed, and it's like a chain reaction. You really can't blame those people. You just have to say, you know what, I forgive you and I love you anyway. And the people that really were the true flying monkeys who helped to spread the lies, then you kind of know to stay away from that crowd, from that center group. You know, anybody that's going to spread lies about you is not healthy and not somebody you want to hang out with. You know, no comment, no comment. I have nothing to say. You don't want to talk bad. You just don't want to talk to them because stay out of their game. But keep being yourself. And if they come back later, you know, that's their own. At least you'll know you've survived one attack. You've survived one smear campaign. This can happen in families where the whole family turns against you. And it's a betrayal. Like you feel betrayed by your family members. You know, you're going through a divorce and suddenly everybody's taking your ex-husband's side who was awful to you. And you're like, wait a minute, what's going on? How did this happen? And when it's all over, and it does end, there is an end to the smear campaign. There's an ultimate end because vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. And at the end of the day, you're going to come out on top if you do not give up. You have to keep on being true to you. Sometimes you take a break from that group. You might need to change jobs. You might need to do whatever you have to do. But then don't explain yourself. Don't explain yourself. Don't overly give it any attention, but just continue being the great person that you are. And eventually the right people will know it and they will come along and they will support you and love you like you deserve. So that's how you overcome a smear campaign. And this is my podcast for today. I hope you guys like it. And I'm doing this every evening. I'm doing it for the evenings at 7 p.m. They're scheduled. Monday through Friday for a little bit. Let's see if this works. And then what else? So you guys like, share, comment, and just come back and listen. Let's build up this channel and let's help people who are going through smear campaigns or narcissist abuse or need to learn to love themselves. And let's make this world a better place. Until next time, this is Jenna Ryan, and I will talk to you soon.